Hello everyone, so far we've already seen both the hardware setup and the input of the system. Now I'll be showing you the coding side of the platform. Um, the code consists of four libraries, which is the OpenCV, PyTesseract, Time, and also the InfluxDB client libraries to send the data to InfluxDB, and then we're going to enable the dashboard via Grafana. Okay, I'll briefly explain the code now. So first we start by CV video capture, which is we set it to CV video capture 0, which means that the input of the system is a live camera, so we set it up to 0. Now next is the while loop. The while loop is actually a method in OpenCV where we use the loop to repeatedly show an image, therefore it turns into a video. Next is the crop. The crop is actually our ROI detection, region of interest detection, where we define the space which our PyTesseract OCR engine will read the video. Next is the skew correction. The skew correction is for fixing the angle. The actually we've only fixed about 2 degrees, -2 degrees, so it's a minor fix, but it actually helps with the Tesseract OCR system. Next we use grayscale. What the purpose of grayscale in a OpenCV system or any computer vision system is to minimize, to generally minimize the color scheme, because color is pretty complex. Therefore, by grayscaling an image, turning it into a sort of a black and white grayish filter, uh, minimize the memory needed. Next, we have thresholding. The method I use is inverse thresholding. So what thresholding is actually, now we've binarized the image. What do we mean by binarizing in the image? Is actually turning the image to black, white, and white format. Therefore, it's the next step, which is the Tesseract, will only focus on reading the, in our case, the number, the displayed number on the system. Next, we move on to Tesseract configuration. So I set it to language, digits, and PSM7. What language digit means is on, so the Tesseract 6 system, the OCR system will only expect and give us output in a digits, and then PSM7 will treat the format, so the system only reads numbers. So the system only reads in a single number line. Okay, now we move on to the InfluxDB dataset. So this is the general format that we use for sending data to InfluxDB. You can see here that is the its local host. So we put our URL, token, and organization, and then this is actually the filters we're going to use in InfluxDB to identify the data. And then moving on, we have the queries is used here to call the previous input data. So in this case is the displayed data, which is in kilowatt per hour. And then why do we need to call that data? Is because the next step here, which we will calculate the difference between the date, the displayed usage now and the previous data usage, and then time it with 1444.70, which is the rate of 1 kilowatt per hour in rupiah. And then we have our bill, or I name it here the usage. And moving on, we then send that data again to InfluxDB, and therefore we now have both the display usage and our bill. And then here is the delay, which we use just to give some memories to our Raspberry Pi so they can rest between repetitions of the OCR reading. Okay, hello guys, without further ado, now we will run the code that I've just explained. So I'll compile and then I'll execute the code. Okay, now with it said 2808 273 kilowatt per hour, which is the correct usage, and then this is the calculated bill, which is 1,011,290. So now we're going to open Grafana. Now with Grafana, there we go. This is our dashboard in Grafana. This is the meter that we both meet the first meter, and this is the second meter. So now we can see here that it's correctly sent. So here it is displayed 208 to 73, and this is our bill, which is 100.01 million rupiah. And then for the second meter, which is we run through the same system. Now it's displaying 502,367, and then the our bill for the second meter is 722,000 rupiah. That's with this dashboard we can monitor our usage of electricity. Therefore, we don't need to visit it from time to time. That's all from me. Thank you and have a very nice day.